Okay folks, let's see if we can turn this one into a treat. I've done quite a few of these before, but this one's quite large, and I found it by the side of the road, and I gave it a wash. Figured it was practical, easy enough to wash because it's only a fairly small piece. Let's see how we go with this. Okay, let's see what this one is. It is a large ribbon, a large red ribbon, red indeed. Like my problems I have with my bank account, it gets in the red, or should I say my telco bills often end up in the red, and I have to fish them out of the red, have to pay them off, which is really difficult because I'm trying to get in touch with a lost partner. His name is Luigi, and it's proven to be an expensive exercise trying to get the TV channels interested in my work to get it to go to air and so I can find him, and really discouraging. And I just keep running up. Oh, my telco bill goes overdue, and it's like, fuck, I've got to pay it off within 2 weeks. It's like fucking dead. It's like bloody hell, bloody awful, and it's really horrible when, and that looks really blendy, like yeah, looks a bit not much. Let's try and scrunch it a bit more. Maybe I could do something else, but I really miss this person Luigi, and I'll try as much as I can, even though it seems futile, to try and find where he is. I'm going to just drop the contrast right off and make it extremely low contrast, which I don't normally do. I normally like things to be fairly average or contrasty. Well, especially I like things to be contrasty more than anything. And that's come up looking quite nice with the contrast minimised. Still looks a bit wishy-washy. Looks like, yeah, it looks much the same actually, but I think it's got a little bit more to it, a bit more shine. But yeah, it's really proven to be extremely difficult trying to get the news channels interested enough in my situation. I'm going to darken it. I think that's what we can do. Drop it down darker. But I really miss Luigi, and I really need to get in touch, and I'm willing to put as much effort into this as possible, as much as I can, even though it's costing me a bomb. I don't like it. It looks shithouse. It looks too dark. For some reason the darkness doesn't work very well. Normally it does. I'm going to just lighten it off. Let's see what happens if we lighten it, and see if maybe we can get some of that lovely reflection off this piece of ribbon. Oh shit, that looks terrible. It looks worse. Nice colour, but I don't want it for this. So I'm just going to go back to where we were. I think, if I remember correctly, we were in the middle of the settings. I'm just going to print one off again, and then we'll print off all the other colours. But I really miss my partner Luigi, and it really hurts to be away from him as long as I have been, and I'm trying my best. And I'm also, I forgot to mention in this demo set that I am disabled, which makes things even harder because, hey, I'm not rich, because when you're disabled, you're typically not going to be rich. you're not going to be cashed up. I actually think maybe I should go black and blue, or maybe I'll just we'll go black and blue, because that'll make the reflections more well defined. But basically, when you're disabled, you can't earn much money because you're on a disability support pension, which doesn't pay much. And if you can't work in a normal job, that looks really interesting, I do think. But basically, when you can't work in a normal job, so you don't earn much money. You're not got much money earning, and basically, you can't earn much. And basically everything is expensive for you. You know, you're low life in the socio-economic bracket, or in the economic bracket at least. And normally when you are low in the economic bracket, the social side of things shows up, like you haven't got much status. Oh shit, yeah, the green's come up brilliant. I think the green deserves to be featured in the right hand side there. But basically, yeah, really, when you're disabled, you're not able to earn much money typically. And that's why I want to leverage what I'm good at. And this is the art that I'm good at. And basically, now I'm going to go black and red, even though we've fucking got a red bloody ribbon. But basically, you're not able to earn that much. You know, you haven't got the ability to work in a normal job. You can't earn too much when you're on the disability support pension. So, and I forgot something. I forgot to set it to mirror image. That looks really brilliant as well. The red looks good, but I forgot to set the mirror image. Too much blabbing. Haha. But yeah, it's really hard to eke out a living when you're disabled. And if I can leverage what I'm talented at, because I'm also a talented person as well as a disabled person, certain parts of my brain don't work efficiently because I had a cord around my neck and I came out breech. And they didn't have emergency cesareans back then, and they didn't have anyone on hand when my mum was giving birth, which was really tragic because she ended up having to she was basically left on her own while giving birth to me, so there was no one to help. And basically, yeah, and they put me in a humidity crib for 2 days. It's like, yeah, right, slow clap, as if that's gonna fucking do anything significant to stop the brain damage. And basically, yeah, I've been diagnosed with something else as well that's got me on the pension, but I can't mention it because it's too much of a stigma. So I've got more than one disability and I do believe I might have high functioning autism as well, which explains my passion, my devotion to what I'm doing here. But I consider that less of a disability and more of an asset. But it has caused problems. It's not without its problems, but it helps give me the necessary tenacity to keep this TV campaign going. And it hasn't been diagnosed. Like the brain damage, it hasn't been diagnosed. But anyway, that's come up looking quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.